Hello, everybody. This is Angel Arts, and welcome back to the Athenaeum Tabletop campaign. This is session number 8, and as you can see with the slightly altered Brady Bunch orientation of our faces, we have a new player. Thy name is Adam. Welcome, Adam, to the party. Yay.
I have come to die.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we're gonna get to that. So,
No.
well, welcome, Adam. Before we begin, because maybe not all of the viewers have seen your audition, just in case, would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about where you're from, what your pronouns are, and as much or as little as you'd like about fun facts about yourself, as much or as little.
My name is Adam. I hail from the southeastern point of Nowheresville, Kansas, right on the border of Oklahoma. And just recently, over the baby break, I got engaged to a player in Dragon Age Ascension. I got engaged to Callista.
Congratulations! That is crazy exciting. So you've been very busy since we last saw you.
Just a little bit.
Your pronouns are?
He, him, please.
He, him. Awesome. Well, Adam, welcome. We are very excited to add not only you, but also your character to the game. And for those of you who do not know what his character is, I highly recommend, I'll put a link. I highly recommend that you take a look at Adam's interview audition, which was conducted by Sam from also Callista's campaign, Dragon Age Season 3, Dragon Age Ascension. So I think you all, especially if you are a fan of my Let's Play content, you probably are in for a treat with Adam's audition. So for today's warm-up question, because we are introducing Lonic 8 sessions in, I wanted to see if we could have some fun and pretend that Lonic actually had been with us this whole time from the beginning. Think of any scene at all that we have done ever since the beginning of this campaign. Any scene that you think it would be kind of fun, interesting to just randomly drop Lonic into. How do you think that scene would have played differently with Lonic's character instead?
Gotta go first.
So this is sort of like a Marvel's What If. Whoa. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I think it would have been really interesting to have Lonic in the first scene in Sue's world. Because Lonic's first language is Japanese.
Oh, interesting.
Because he's made by a Japanese gaming company, like most of the mascot characters from back in ye old times.
That's true. So that's interesting. You and Sue could probably communicate with each other and nobody else would understand what you're saying. I like that. That's really cool.
I would have loved to see him in the heist in Frankie's role.
Yes!
The casino, yes!
So
that
useful!
Great!
Not only useful, but also just, it would have been so funny. Because Lonic's just, as far as I can know, a ball of energy.
I was pulling out my hair watching. That's why this happened. Because
Cute.
It would have been so useful to have Lonic in Frankie's world.
Yeah, specifically for that
too.
heist, I would have loved to see that.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
So I also was going to say the heist, simply because I think having another character there, as you think back, could we have saved certain people?
Oh.
How would that have played out in some of the interactions afterwards?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Both of y'all stole the two things I was going to say, which is hilarious. But mine is not the heist. It's the rescue of Victor. When we were in the combat scene, I would have really liked to see how that combat scene would have played out had we had Lonic there. So that's mine.
My first thought watching that happen was, Lonic is the perfect scout. You wouldn't have had to send scouts. You could have just sent Lonic.
That's probably true. Probably true.
I think it would have been extremely hilarious to have a third person in the scene with Frankie and Star in Tori's world. That would have been an absolute riot of a scene. I would have died. I would have loved to have seen the three of them just like go insane in that horror world. Adam, you'll get to see it. You haven't seen it, but yeah, it would have been an absolute mess of a scene, and I would have died every minute. Yeah, it'd been great.
Fortunately, I have nothing to add to this one.
Yeah, that would have been it.
My scene would also be from Tori's world, so unfortunately, Adam won't know what I'm talking about, so I'll be vague. Tori had to make a decision at one point to split up the group. I'll say that. And I think it would have been interesting if I had tagged up with Lonic at that point, because I think events would have been very different if Lonic was with me.
I think so too. Well, let us begin once again. Adam, you had requested that you wanted to explain to us about your entrance. Did you want to do that still?
I would love to do a specific entrance for Lonic.
Okay, so when we last saw our heroes, they were attempting to use the bookmark to go into Sam's world, but then the contraption in the center of the room was sort of working a little oddly, and then at least the way that I had originally put it, something popped out of it, but I will allow Adam to insert more details into that specific entrance. So go ahead, Adam.
Almost as if teleporting in from what you would think would be a sewer grate or a pipe emerges a very strange looking to most of you, possibly familiar to any of you who has ever played a video game, character who emerges, looks left, looks right, looks rather confused, and then glitches out, almost as if it's torn apart at the seams. It's no longer there.
Before you have a chance to react to that, I want to provide some context. So, we're going to do a slight flashback a few hours earlier. So, this all is happening in the middle of the night. This is happening while Tori's doing Tori's thing, if you remember from last time. And because the last few sessions were very Tori-centric, I would like for Star and Frankie and Black Powder and Sam to roll perception hearing rolls, please. This is going to happen not super early, not super in the middle of the night, maybe 2 hours prior to when people would normally wake up to be fully rested, I would say. Star's character will be awoken slightly in the middle of the night. You feel like somebody's up and awake. And I guess my question is, would you get up to investigate, or would you go back to sleep?
So yeah, Star would get up.
Okay, so you would get up, and you find that Sue is currently up, and Sue is over at the new entertainment system that has that fairly recently appeared in, your library space, as we call it. And I think she seems to be, she just has her back to you, and she seems to be looking at something on one of the shelves of the entertainment system.
Star will walk up and be like, "Hey Sue, you okay?"
Oh, Star, you're awake. Sorry, did I wake you?
It's okay. I didn't really sleep that well anyway.
Oh, yeah, neither did I. I don't know, with everything that has been going on, especially with Tori, I just couldn't sleep, and I needed a distraction, so I thought maybe I'd be able to veg out on a few shows, some of my favorite comfort shows, before everybody wakes up. Hello, what is this? She like turns over like a section or opens up a section by the entertainment center, and right there is this retro-looking video game system. And you know, she's looking at it, and she sort of picks up one of the little controllers, and she's like, "Whoa! I haven't seen one of these since I was a really little kid. This looks like something from the 80s or something."
The 80s are amazing. So, want to play?
Sure, I guess. She goes over and she pulls out the only game cartridge there.
Mm-hmm.
And the title of the game cartridge is, remind me again, Adam, what your game is called?
New Super The Legend of Lonic, the Super Tough Pink Mon Turbo Definitive Edition DX Director's Cut. I think I got those last words mixed up.
Okay, somehow all of that got written on the front of the game pack. Somehow.
Maybe it's just the abbreviation. Just a bunch of seemingly random letters.
She's looking at the game pack and looking at the art, and I'm assuming the art does include Lonic's character on it. Yeah, exactly like that. and Sue's looking at it. She's like, "I don't recognize this one. Have you played this game before?"
Star's gonna be like, "No, I don't think I have, but it looks fun. And there's a lot of letters on here. Is that English?"
I think so. There's a little bit of Japanese in this corner, she says. But, I mean, it looks like it's made from Japan, so that means it has to be amazing.
I agree. Let's do it.
So she's gonna put the cartridge in, and it's gonna be like 16-bit, I would say. Probably like a 16-bit video game. You hear the retro music, and then the start screen, and then there's gonna be like, I'm gonna say it's like the opening intro sequence to Lonic's world. Adam, can you like sort of visually give us what does that opening scene sequence look like when you start up your game?
If we're going back to the 80s, there's only one game from that era that I can think has a cutscene. So I'm gonna borrow some from Ryu Hayabusa's original game on the name of the actual game. Yeah, Ninja Gaiden. So, first, there is a man. He's in shadows. I will take your princess, and I will take your money to repay my debt. Then, on the other side, but you hurt my family. You hurt my home. I won't let you get away with this. Man song. I will destroy you! And it opens up in a boss fight.
Oh. Before you even hit start, it starts as a boss fight?
It assumes that by putting in the game, you hit start.
It assumes you hit start. Okay.
Yay, 80s.
Okay, alright. So, I think Sue's gonna say, well, that's new. I didn't expect that. So I guess she's gonna pick up the controllers, and she's like, isn't there sort of like a tutorial for the controls at all? Normally that happens, right?
I don't think so. Let's
In
just
the
see what
80s, the tutorial was the player's guide. Blockbuster money.
So, I'm gonna say that Lonic is there, and he's sort of, I guess he's on one side of the screen, and then you've got Dr. Gunbody. And he's on this crazy-looking contraption, spaceship, you know, Dr. Robotnik-ish kind of looking thing. And he's sort of like flying around at the top of the screen, which is very reminiscent of, if you ever played the end of Super Mario World, like when Bowser's like flying around in that.
The Koopa Clown Car.
The Koopa Clown Car. So he's just kind of flying around, and he's going to just start throwing out random diploma-looking things, like at you. He said, doctorate number 34! And he throws out underwater basket weaving, and then he chucks it over at Lonic. So, Lonic, how are you going to dodge or counter this attack of?
So, Lonic doesn't win this fight.
Okay.
This fight was designed to defeat you like the opening fight in Mega Man X.
Okay.
The only way you can win is to lose.
That's fine.
So the first diploma hits Lonic and he's stunned. It looks like he's trapped in an electric field. And there's a little text blurb above him. Too much knowledge, too much education. I just want to go home.
Okay. So before Sue even has a chance to do anything, Lonic gets struck. And then the entire screen turns black, and with only the outline of Lonic, and then there's a little sound of, the Super Mario death scene, Then the game kind of shifts a little bit, and you see big letters on the screen that says, several hours earlier.
Let's give this one more shot.
Several hours earlier, Lonic is actually enjoying himself. It looks like a very bright and sunny day. And he is with this very beautiful and anatomically ideal form of a princess. This is Princess Tangerine. And they are playing a sport together. So you know how Super Mario does Super Mario Tennis or Super Mario Golf. Alex, Thistle, or Joe, give us a sport that may not be super traditional that these two are playing.
Cricket.
Cricket. Okay. So, Lonic, you are playing cricket with Princess Tangerine, and I'm going to say that Sue is going to be controlling Lonic, and Star is going to be playing Princess Tangerine.
Like things should be.
Like things should be. And so, I have no idea how cricket is played. So, I know it involves a bat-looking thing.
I saw some cricket in England.
Yeah.
Not like just broadcast on TV briefly.
Yeah, it's essentially a two-base baseball, if you can imagine that. So you just
Okay.
go back and forth, back and forth, back and
That
forth.
gives me... Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're playing cricket. Star, go ahead and roll a... What would this be to play video games? I mean, is there a...
Probably dexterity if there was. Dexterity or use device. If
Okay.
use device is a skill.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true too. Or if you have anything around that.
Well, let's just go with dexterity. Let's see what happens. Yikes! I failed.
Okay. I actually did pretty well. So, you're gonna play cricket. You're gonna try to hit the ball. You're gonna try to run the bases, I guess, if that's what that's called. My apologies to everybody in the world who's watching who knows what cricket is. I'm American. I don't know what cricket is. I'm gonna play cricket. I guess while you're playing, Tangerine is going to say, Lonic, that was a really great swing.
Hang on, I need a moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so cool! Right into the thing! I don't really know what's happening!
She's going to swing the bat, and even though ultimately Lonic ends up being the better, doing better in this game, Princess Tangerine does manage to hit the ball at some point, and of course, as soon as she makes contact with the ball, she goes, Tangy! And she just jumps up and down. Yeah. Very like Chun-Li style when she does. But then Lonic is able to counter and will ultimately will ultimately whoop her Princess Heine. And at the end of that, Princess Tangerine will say, "Aw, nuts! I didn't win."
I'm the superstar. Damn it, that's Mario. Sorry. I'm the superstar!
Yes, and then there's like the victory music. And then Princess Tangerine will say, "That was a good game, Lonic. Why don't we take a break? I can bake you a cake."
I like cake!
So you're gonna start making your way over to bake the cake. But then this sunny day starts to grow dark. And there is a huge shadow that gets swept across the land. And you will hear in the background, "Lonic, we meet again." And then out pops out Dr. Ganvani in a slightly smaller and less upgraded looking ship from the one that he seemed to have at the opening scene. And Princess Tangerine will take her hand up to her head and she'll say, "Oh no! It's Dr. Ganvani again!
What?
Will I get kidnapped again?" And then at this point, since Princess Tangerine is being controlled by Star, I think that Sue will turn towards Star and she'll be like, "Is this life imitating art or art imitating life?"
I think it's a life imitating art.
So there's this sequence with Princess Tangerine, and she's just kind of running, and she's trying to make her way to escape from Dr. Ganvani. So Dr. Ganvani is going to has these two large mechanical arms, almost like Dr. Ock. Arms comes out of the machine to try to like grab her, and they've got these two. Each arm has these white gloves on them, because of course they have white gloves on them, to try to snatch her. And so she's basically running forward, and she's just kind of like, you have to shift her left or right, and then you have to hit jump to like dodge over like the debris to not fall over like random stuff on the ground. So it's almost like Frogger. So Star, go ahead and roll another dexterity to try to escape from Dr. Ganvani as Princess Tangerine.
Star, it's bound to happen. She gonna get captured. So Star gonna be like, "Oh, run, princess, run! We can do it!" And I fail.
Okay, you fail miserably.
So appropriate. Like
So appropriate. So you'll do okay for the first like few seconds, but then things get a lot more difficult and there's more debris. But eventually you'll hit one of the things on the ground, like a log or something, and Tangerine will trip over just in time as the gloved arm snatches her up. And she's going to yell out, "Oh no! I've been kidnapped again! Lonic, save me!" Again, Sue will be looking towards you and says, "Wow, they were pretty meta even back in the 80s.
Right? It's so weird. I can feel the learn.
And then at that point, the princess gets swept away, and Lonic, you're going to be thrown right in the middle. I guess you're going to be trying to run as fast as you can to catch up with Dr. Ganvani, but he's going to take out what appears to be a harmonica. Dr. Ganvani takes out a harmonica, and he starts playing the harmonica, very much like Ocarina of Time, basically. And then this big tornado-looking thing comes out of nowhere, and then whisks up Dr. Ganvani, very similar to the warp whistles in Super Mario Bros. 3, and whisks him away, leaving Lonic by his lonesome. How does Lonic react to this, Adam?
Well, here we go again.
At this point, you're going to hear a scratchy voice say, "Hey, listen!" And this big floating vegetable appears. Not a mushroom, but a large, long, purple eggplant with eyeballs. An eggplant with eyeballs appears. I see you rolling your eyes, gamer. It's not for the reason you think. I didn't.
No, it was just too funny. It was just-
It's not because of that.
No, it's just it's hilarious. It's hilarious. Everything is like.
It'll make sense. Why an eggplant? It'll make more sense, but it's not because of that. So the eggplant appears, and it's your one of your best buddies, Todd. And Todd says, Lonic! Princess Tangerine's been kidnapped! Again!
What? Again?
We have to go save her! And since you're the only person who has opposable thumbs, you get to do it for us!
Awesome! I love adventure and saving Princess Tangerine from that evil Ganbani. Again.
At this point, I need a volunteer from Sam, Frankie, and Black Powder to wake up and join this very bizarre scene. Any of you want to join next?
Yes.
Sure, I can join.
Sure, Frankie. All right,
Yeah.
you're gonna wake up to this sound of this really like scratchy voice. Lonic!
Okay, Frankie will get up, rubbing his eyes, yawning a little bit. What's going on?
You're gonna wake up
And make
you're-
his way to the living room.
You're gonna make your way to the living room, and you're gonna see Star and Sue glued to the TV. Sue's got like the controller, and she's assuming, the standard 80s, 90s video game like stance. She's like this, completely unblinking, very engaged at this what appears to be a video game. A very old school video game.
Like archaic old school for Frankie.
Yes, non-VR video game.
Star, Sue, what are you guys doing?
Playing the most amazing game ever. There's a princess named Tangerine, and she got kidnapped. I swear to God, it's like my life in a video game. And Sue's
Yeah.
playing with this pink thing called Lonic.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, what is the game about?
I have no idea.
Prin-
Something about doctorates.
Doctorates? But with a Princess Tangerine, I would expect Sue to be playing Tangerine.
What is that supposed to mean?
Yeah!
It's food, right?
But she gets kidnapped, and that's Star's thing.
That's my stick.
Oh, it makes total sense then. And he grabs a pillow and just kind of sits like right next to them, and just as he plops down, just kind of pushes them because he's still a little groggy. So he's like, "Okay, let me see this play out."
Are you any good at video games, Frankie?
I did a lot of simulations back in my world, which are kind of like video games. So I'm okay.
Okay, good, because it looks like we're about to start World 1. At this point, Todd, the eggplant, says, Lonic, it's dangerous to go out there without being armed. We need to give you a weapon. Da-da-da-da! And there's like 3 different treasure chests that appear. And each of the treasure chests open up so that you can see what the contents are. And he will say, choose your equipment! So normally in Link, they offer things like swords and shields and stuff like that, but not in Lonic's game. So I would like for Emily, Thistle, and Joe come up with some random item that may not be traditionally used as weapons or equipment in combat, but we're just gonna say that they're in this game as one of the items that Lonic can choose. So anything you'd like.
Got one. A yo-yo.
So
A yo-yo.
Goonies.
All
We're
right.
going Earthbound on this.
Goonies. I
We're going,
love it.
yeah, we're going Earthbound on this. Okay, so one of them is a yo-yo. How about Emily and Sam? Come up with any item.
A vase.
Non-traditionally weapon. A what?
A vase.
A vase. Okay, so there's a vase that appears in the center. And then on the far right is a
I'm just gonna go with the doll.
doll. Okay. Is it a creepy looking doll or a regular cute looking doll?
We'll go with the cute looking doll this time.
Okay.
Switch it up.
All right. So, Lonic, you have before you those 3 items. Which one does Lonic choose?
All right, Lonic is going to go with the yo-yo.
Okay. So Lonic is gonna go over and grab the yo-yo. Da 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 da. And Todd is saying, "Good choice, Lonic. The other choices suck. Good luck." and then Todd pops off. Okay. So you go off and we're gonna do the first world now. I would like for Micah. What is the theme or the terrain of World 1?
It's a cross between modern day and what is that? Pixie Hollow from Tinkerbell. So a modern day Pixie Hollow.
Okay, so it's fantasy crossed with modern day, so it's almost reminiscent of your world, almost. Okay.
I'm just picturing a fantasy Mega Man 1.
Yeah,
you go.
exactly.
There you go.
Fantasy Mega Man 1. And so you've got Lonic, and he's going to be in this very typical platform side-scrolling, trying to beat the enemies. Alex, what kind of enemies does Lonic try to fight in this world?
But I'm gonna say it has to be goblins.
So you've got these goblins, and they're kind of like, making their way toward. Some of them, march back and forth on a platform. Some of them just completely walks forward until they fall off a cliff. So we've got some lemming action going on. And Lonic, why don't you tell us how you use your yo-yo equipment to fight off these goblins?
So with the yo-yo, Lonic has 3 attacks, depending on what your button inputs are. If you hold down and press A, he starts walking the dog, and he walks the dog for about a single second. Every
Nice.
enemy that gets hit by the yo-yo dies. But if any enemy is on a higher platform or something, then they'll hurt Lonic, which is where
Nice.
the second attack comes in, up A, where Lonic does like a head twirl with the yo-yo,
Nice.
almost like the Castlevania Squagonal Whip.
I love it.
And then the last attack, which is when he puts the yo-yo away and just jumps. That's just if you hit A while holding right or left.
Okay.
B hasn't
Okay.
come into equation yet. B comes later.
Okay. So you're going to do that for several screens, and again, because it's more in the 80s, it's one of those things where at some point, Lonic is not going to be able to advance until he actually kills all the enemies in the screen. But once he does kill the enemies on the screen, you'll see the little arrow symbol appearing and say ding ding, which means he can actually walk forward. And then eventually, Lonic, there's going to be some sewer manhole cover looking things. And I think Sue is going to turn to Frankie and she says, "Are those things you can go into?"
I don't know, it depends on the game. Sometimes you go in and you die, sometimes you go in and maybe you find more treasure in another room.
Ooh, treasure! Maybe we can find treasure. Sam, you'll wake up to the chatter. Does Sam investigate or does Sam go back to sleep?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He'll go see what's going on. What's all that racket?
All right.
Sam investigate. Is
Uh.
the sky blue?
Sam, you're gonna go into the living room area and you're gonna see these three huddled over the screen. I don't know how familiar you are with video games at this point, but what happens?
What are you guys doing?
Playing video games.
Yes, Sam. Do you wanna have a turn?
Well, I don't know what'll happen if I try to have a turn. I'll just watch for a minute.
Okay. I'm about to go and see if I can go down this manhole cover. So she's going to go over and she's going to push down, and lo and behold, the manhole cover opens up and Lanik goes down the tube. And you've reached the bonus stage. Joe, why don't you tell us, because again, I have to give Sam, as in Dragon Age Sam, credit for these ideas. What are the things that he has to collect before time runs out in this bonus stage?
A modern Pixie Hollow. I would say he has to collect fairy wings.
Oh, cool! Fairy wings. Okay. So there's these wing-shaped looking things that are spinning around in midair, and Lanik has to be really, really fast, and he has to get things in this very specific pattern in order to get everything before time runs out. So, Adam, why don't you go ahead and roll your dexterity, which I'm assuming you have an incredible dexterity, to collect everything.
Dexterity, or is it possible to roll speed?
You can roll speed, yeah, perfectly legit.
Oh lord. There, I rolled a thing.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yes, 100%.
That's like an
So-
epic roll for your first roll. That is like the best roll you could absolutely have. That's a crit
You and
success.
Micah for first rolls.
Seriously. So Lanik, you will very easily, with the help of, I think Frankie has the controller at this point, and this makes sense. Frankie will effortlessly be able to get all of the pixie wings. He probably internally in his head just calculates mathematically what the best route is to collect all of them.
Frankie's right hand came from a speedrunner, confirmed.
Right. And Sue's gonna say, "Wow, Frankie, you really are good at this game. Have you played this before?"
No, it's like the simulations back home. It's just you just follow the pattern.
Wow. Frankie's just good at everything. And at that point, once you collect all of the wings, the wings end up combining, and then you hear the little power-up symbol, and they actually start to magically attach themselves to your yo-yo in such a way that the design on the yo-yo makes it almost look like a fidget spinner, kind of. And so now, when you use the overhead spinning attack, it also doubles as a way for you to fly, to temporarily fly like a helicopter up into the air. So now you've got that power up. And
I feel like this deserves a quip.
Go ahead.
Just because, considering who his villain is, his quip has to be, "I'm too cool for school."
Nice. Okay, and as you make your way in back up through the pipe to go up into the main world again, you're going to continue to advance. Then you're going to reach the first mini boss. Somebody give me a recommendation of what kind of creature / animal is this mini boss?
A werewolf.
A werewolf. Okay. And so this big werewolf comes out. And he screams out. And he's going to jump around the screen trying to slash at Lanik. And Lanik's going to try to dodge. So go ahead and roll me an actual dodge. Roll me an actual dodge, Lanik.
Yeah.
you will be able to dodge the werewolf. So, Lonic, in response, what do you do as this werewolf is trying to attack you?
The ultimate weapon of 80s era games, spam.
Okay.
Spam that new flying ability. Fly over its head, drop down on it, fly up again, drop down on it.
Nice.
We're trying to get him stuck in the boom boom loop. Mario
Okay.
3.
Yes. So you will spam your attack over and over again. Sue's gonna tell Frankie, isn't that a bit of a cheese move?
Well, no, not exactly. It's, this is like the kinds of moves that cool kids use.
Makes sense to me. And so as you are hitting this werewolf, he gets the color of the werewolf gets progressively more and more red to denote that he is closer to death. And then finally, when he is almost fully red and he's getting even more like angry and he's rage-filled, he's going to unleash his ultimate attack. Basically, he's going to put one leg on the ground with a stomp, the other leg on the ground with a stomp, and then he's going to do this howl, which causes Lonic to get a little bit staggered and disoriented. Roll me a will save, Lonic.
Oh,
I think
no.
that's a thing still.
What is up
Nice.
with these rolls?
Good job.
I'm not complaining,
Lonic.
but what?
Yes.
So you are going to be able to shake off the effects just as the wolf comes over with another claw slash, and you just kind of matrix dodge very dramatically out of the way. And during this, when the wolf swings over, it opens him up for one more final attack. Lonic, what is your finishing move?
Well, the finishing move is specific to the weapon he has, so Lonic will fling the yo-yo out, wrap it around the werewolf, and then smash, 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 smash!
Okay. You will you'll see the words "finish him" appear as he does that, and he'll do a smash, 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 smash. And as he does that, at the very end, the wolf's head pops into his body, and then all this blood and guts and gore erupts from the opposite end of that. And Sue goes, "Ooh, isn't that super violent and gratuitous? I would think a lot of parents would have issues with this. That's sort of unnecessarily violent." What's the rating on this game?
So it's it's awesome. Good job, Frankie.
I don't know. This game took a little bit of a turn didn't expect that. Lonic, do you react to that, or are you not surprised at all?
Lonic would be stunned because his game is supposed to be E for everyone. There's not supposed to be gore in his game.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Lonic, he looks very surprised by that. He's like, "Oh, I did not expect that." Sam, what's your reaction to this game so far?
It's what is this? What's the point of what's going on? Maybe this is just different. What's the point?
Well,
It's an escape.
Well, that's pretty different.
Are you sure you don't want to try playing, Sam? She says, holding the controller out towards you.
Well, I'll try, but if it starts to change up on us, maybe I'll have to watch Frankie play a little bit more, see who's better between the three of you.
Oh, that's a good point. It might actually change if you touch it. Do it. Let's see what happens. She says, holding it up to you.
Yep.
All right, I'll go ahead and grab it.
All right, you'll go ahead and grab it, and the controller starts to turn black and white, and it starts to go up through the cord into the system. And then, Lonic, as you go into World 2, everything around you starts to turn black and white as well. And you turn into a... You know how the old Mickey Mouse cartoons, like Steamboat Willie? You basically turn into a Steamboat Willie / Cuphead style character, as well as the world around you looks very Steamboat Willie Cuphead like.
And Lonic has a new catchphrase when he enters World 2 because of this.
Okay.
Buy bonds!
Buy bonds.
See, that's good.
Thistle or Emily, what is World 2-1 like? What is World 2 like in this Steamboat Willie-like world? It doesn't have to be a river with a steamboat. It can be something else.
I was just
No, now I'm thinking like Jungle Cruise sort of world.
Jungle Cruise?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're on this jungle cruise. There's like monkeys and bananas and things of that nature going around. But then, Lonic, as the world starts progressing, things start to glitch out a little bit for you. So what happens when you start to glitch out, Lonic?
The first thing that Sam would notice is that he's going back and forth from the Cuphead form to his other form that he previously was. And sometimes you'll just get hit by some random object that was supposed to be in the background. Sometimes an enemy will just walk right through him and do no damage.
Like the cat that just walked through the camera just now.
It's like perfect
Buffy making
timing.
her first appearance.
Perfect timing. Nice.
Yeah, this isn't working the same like you did it.
It looks even more retro than it did before. I think it's kind of cool.
Here, I was half thinking it was going to become a comic strip.
It looks kind of broken.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. And then eventually, like, Lonic, you're going to be about to attack one of the monkeys that are throwing bananas at you. And then you kind of just freeze into place. And Sue goes, "Uh-oh, what happened?"
I think it's my thing. I think I may have broke it. Here, one of you guys try it.
This is very like old school. You have to take the cartridge out and blow on it.
That's a good idea. We should try that. So she goes over to the system and she says, hopefully they have autosave. Did they have autosave back then, right? That's a thing back in the 80s, right? Autosave?
No. That
don't
was
think so.
one of the reasons gamers back then raged. You lost everything.
Well, this is a predicament. Do we risk turning it off? Because I don't know if we'll be able to continue from where we started. Or do we just leave it in and hope for the best?
You can try to blow right into the system and see if that does it.
Okay. Star, do you want to do the honors?
Sure.
All
Magic.
right, Star. Oh, maybe you can magic it. I'm sure nothing will go wrong if you magic it.
Sure. Why not? A little starburst won't hurt anybody.
Blows up
Go
the
for
collar.
it. Roll a starburst.
Meanwhile, inside Lonic's head, just
Silent scream.
Roll a starburst.
Okay.
Star.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love it. Okay.
Okay. So you do a starburst into the gaming system. The gaming system starts to like shake and churn and float as it's hit by this magical energy. And then the screen starts to flash in and out, and you start hearing weird noises coming from the system, almost like dial-up. Like AOL dial-up. And Sue says, "Is that supposed to happen?"
No, help! No.
Lonic, from your end, this everything around you starts to turn blue, and you start seeing these white letters appear on the screen, like Windows 98 blue screen of death.
This isn't how my story ends. This is how Lonic's story ends.
And then at that point, the entire game system shuts down, and then the TV turns off. Well,
Yeah.
I think we beat the game, everybody.
I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, it's like Sam touches it and everything happens.
Yeah, I should have just watched everybody else playing. Sorry.
Oh, Sam, it wasn't your fault. How are we supposed to know that something would go wrong?
We never do. We always like to try, though. Sam's power is so unique.
Well, does this place have a repair? Like, can we maybe send this to the shop or something and see if they can fix it?
I don't know. I mean, I can try.
Why don't you try? Go ahead and roll a, I don't know.
I have a computer operations skill. It's basic.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a
Try
computer
it.
operations.
Right on it.
Oh, right on it. Wow. Okay. So you're gonna go ahead and tinker with the game, and Lonic, even though everything has turned blue, you start feeling like something's poking and prodding you, and it's a little bit ticklish, actually.
I'm blue. If I was green, I would die. If I was what? Stop that! Stop that! Stop it!
You're gonna try to say stop it, and then all of a sudden, the tickling almost feels like somebody's trying to resuscitate you, trying to get you back online. And then while that's happening, the blue screen of death starts to disappear, and then the game starts up again at the start screen. And it's going to be at this point that Sue's going to say, "Well, Frankie, looks like you got it fixed, maybe. But maybe we should take a break from gaming for right now and come back to this later. I don't want to distract us too much from the task at hand. We got to go into the next world."
Meanwhile, Lonic just in the distance.
This was very fun, though.
It was a good distraction.
It was.
Sue's looking very downtrodden and guilty. But if people want to go back to get a little bit more sleep, they're welcome to.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say Star was gonna walk up to Sue and give her a hug and say, "It'll be all right. We just have to take this one day at a time."
You're right, Star. You're always so good about cheering people up.
It's my thing.
So, Sue's gonna go off to try to get a little bit more sleep. Now we're gonna fast forward back to when Lonic appears before you.
And then disappears before you.
So that means some of you will probably recognize this creature before the creature disappears.
Star, was that your magic?
No. Was it my magic? I think that was a video game we were playing last night, right? Am I crazy?
It was the character.
Right.
That was the main character.
Right?
I don't even know why I asked that anymore. This is all crazy. All of this is crazy.
Let's go check your video game thing and see. I won't touch it, but Frankie, you were working on it. Can you work on it again and see what happened?
But it's not from the game. This is from the bowl.
Yeah, but we were playing with the game, and then whatever we did last night made it come out of the bowl. We should be going in.
Frankie goes over and picks up like the game cartridge case and see if the art is still there. Or...
I was thinking, why not have the eggplant speak from the cartridge to Frankie and say something like, "Find him."
Oh, okay, sure. So when you pick up the cartridge, the first thing that you notice is the image of Lanik no longer is there. He's missing. And secondly, you can almost hear it's weird. It's not like you're hearing it audibly. It's almost you're hearing it mentally. The scraggly voice say, "Find him." Frankie, are you alright?
Frankie, you look...
It spoke to me.
The game.
All right, hold on.
I didn't hear anything.
The eggplant pod.
Hold on. I think Tari and I might need some context here.
It said find him. The eggplant pod.
That's not an eggplant.
No, it's Reggie, it's called a video game, and it puts these pictures on the TV.
So one thing is Tori was not able to speak last time, so but she goes to speak and she's actually able to produce some words like, yeah, that's a video game. That I believe you, Frankie. You're not crazy. That's a video game, and that is an eggplant.
Whoa, Tori, you can talk.
You do that.
Whoa. Yeah, I guess I got it back. My voice back somehow. I don't.
I guess it might just take Figure to be adjusting is all.
It's almost like she leveled up.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie, you said it spoke to you? I didn't hear anything.
Eggplant said find him.
Find who?
Yeah.
Lanik, the character that's now gone. See, there used to be this little character on here in the artwork, and now that little best friend Eggman said go find him, and it's gone. See, it makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
He's right.
Maybe that's why we couldn't get into the fountain.
Lanik is missing.
I'll put this down.
There's a game called Mario is Missing. So I have to insert that in.
That game definitely exists.
That game does exist. Lanik is missing. Where in the world is Lanik?
Well, we haven't been able to get out of here, so how about half of us check downstairs and the other half check up here?
I'm not sure what you have planned for this, Adam, so what happens when they start looking for you?
So, how about if everybody just gives me a roll, like an awareness or something, a searching
Or
roll?
search, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Everyone roll a search check.
Ooh, I passed. We'll see if Sam does.
I'm too shook up by the eggplant talking to me, and then Tori speaking to me too.
Hey.
It's like everything is speaking to me.
I just Tori did.
So,
Both Tori and Sam passed, Adam.
Lower the bed.
Tori and
lower the
Sam, we'll say that they're in the pair that are going upstairs, and you'd start to see glowing coming from one of the bedrooms.
You
Tori,
see
you
that,
might
right?
identify this because this looks like the glow of a CRT TV.
That looks very familiar. Sam, let's go check that out. Do you see that?
I do see it. Let's check it out and see what it is.
Okay.
All right. As you two approach the glowing, you do see Lonic just standing there, tapping his toe. He pulls out some tangerines and juggles them. Some birds land on his shoulders and he shakes them off. He's going through idle animations.
I will also point out that one little detail is you also see, maybe out hanging out of his pocket, you also see the yo-yo that you picked out for him.
Well, that's the thing from the game before I was like controlling it.
Oh.
You can talk now, so do you want to try to talk to it, or do you want me to?
Let me try to scare it. Boo!
So you know that animation that Sonic does whenever he's on a ledge and starts flailing his arms?
Yes.
He immediately starts doing that, then pulls his arms back. What? Is this a cutscene?
No. No. What are you?
Come on, you know me. I'm Lonic from New Super The Legend of Lonic the Super Tough Pink Mon XD Definitive Edition Turbo. I think I got it backwards again.
This is even funnier.
It's, in character. That's funnier. He said that in character.
Yeah. Everybody knows me. I've been around since like the 80s.
That was way before I was born.
Yeah, that's a little after my time.
Come on, you know me. I was created because it was really fun to try and go fast in Marty-O game.
Well, we've got some friends who are getting ready for breakfast, and when you showed up, you gave us a little bit of a startle. Why don't you come and introduce yourself to everybody else? Yeah, so as we get back to the main area, I'll just let everybody know. I found the Lonic, and this is everybody. Everybody, this is Lonic.
Wow. This glitch runs pretty deep. I've encountered all these deleted characters.
Deleted characters? What do you mean, deleted characters?
Well, this is a video game. It's not real.
What are you talking about?
What?
We're all real.
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about us as deleted characters?
Yeah. I mean, this is my game, right? This is New Super The Legend of Lonic the Super Tough Pink Mon Turbo Definitive Edition DX. I got it wrong again.
Yes. I love it.
More specifically, this is from Nintendo Power First Edition New Super The Legend of Lonic the Super Tough Pink Mon Turbo Definitive Edition DX. Director's Cut.
Did you guys use a cheat code or something that made the game glitch?
Did you put something in the chili yesterday?
Star, I think he's saying a lot of letters.
He is saying a lot of letters. I think that was on the front of the cartridge. Okay, maybe...
The cartridge is not a book.
He isn't a book. You're right. And Star will walk up to Lonic and crouch down in front of him and say... And poke him in the forehead and say, well, can you feel this?
So, Star, when you do that, take 2 points of damage.
Oh, interesting.
Lonic has a proximity electric and spine attack.
Damn. Okay.
Wow.
I was really expecting Frankie to trigger that.
So you feel a bit of an electric shock.
Okay. Star will go, okay, well, I won't do that again. Well, you're here, maybe, and Star's hand will glow a little bit. It'll kind of fizzle in and out because he's been electrocuted, and say, maybe this is what brought him here? And he'll look back at Sam because, the whole thing with him throwing the the bookmark in the water, and he'll say, maybe that caused it, or last night. Still looking at Sam directly.
I don't know. At first I thought maybe I broke the game, but I don't know if I broke it that bad.
Oh, because you touched it, you brought the character to us.
Maybe, I don't know. He was different when I was doing the controller, though.
If you did that, what brought us here?
To be fair, Sam did touch it and make it turn, change, and all that. Frankie also fiddled with it. Star also zapped it with magic. So maybe it was a team effort.
Good point.
Yeah. Star is still looking kind of frazzled from being electrocuted.
Teamwork
Tori?
makes the dream work.
Tori looks at Black Powder. How are you responding to all of
Yes.
this?
You did that, yes.
He's just kind of like watching. Because he doesn't understand video games. He's not even sure what Lonic is. It's like, kind of looks like a hedgehog, but the wrong color.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just in the back watching this.
How would Lonic's appearance compare to some of the mystical creatures from your world? Would this be like completely alien
He's
to
way
you, or
too
could you be?
cute. Most
Oh,
of
way too
the
cute.
mystical creatures in my world are like, they're gonna come and eat your face. So
Okay, so
Not
this
very
is a
pleasant.
huge. Yeah, okay. Would not. Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I thought the catkin was pretty cute, but okay.
Well, that's nearly capsized the boat.
True. So, Lonic, I don't know if this is still your video game or not, but we're friends from different worlds, and we're helping each other right now with their different problems in their different worlds. Do you happen to have a problem that maybe needs solving?
My game was kind of broken last night, but there's always a problem to solve in New Super: The Legend of Lonic, the Super Tough Pinkmon Turbo Definitive Edition Director's Cut Plus. I got it really wrong that time.
Well,
There's
aside
always
from
a
your
problem.
game, I mean, Frankie tried to fix it. I saw Frankie tried to fix it.
Yeah,
Which
I
one
think-
is
tried.
Frankie?
The blue one.
Ah! Lonic gets into a fighter stance. A sub-boss.
No. I'm not.
And as he does that, you actually start hearing boss music, like just from nowhere. You just hear it.
Oh, not music again.
And then you see Frankie just above Frankie. You see the word Frankie, and then a health bar. Health bar appears above him.
Why is this creature bringing in aspects from both Sue and Star's world?
It's crazy.
Hold on.
I didn't do
Hold
it.
on. Frankie's like a teddy bear. He's not gonna hurt you.
He's good.
Lonic, you're from the game, and I will telekinetic bring the cartridge again to me. The game. You're from the game. You said you're from the game, right?
Of course.
We're
it's my
not-
game.
We're not from the game. But remember, we're trying to save the princess. She's been kidnapped.
That's right, Princess Tangerine.
That's your
Wait.
problem.
Wait,
Maybe it's our problem. I don't know.
wait. So, wait. I'm real?
Well, you're just as real to us as we are to each other.
Wait.
Did he glitch again?
I think so.
It takes some getting used to, don't worry.
Sue's like trying to snap her fingers in front of him.
Lonic, you were always real. You said it yourself. You're a game. It's real. You're a real game.
Yeah.
But now you're outside your game.
I think we broke him again.
Wait. I'm not supposed to be real. I'm supposed to be a fictional video game character.
Not today, you weren't.
For a fictional video game character, he seems to be very self-aware.
I was gonna say, most people I know would want the opposite of that.
To not be real and know it?
To be real. And
Oh no!
Not real.
Oh
You know
no!
you're
Am
not
I in-
real. You're real.
Am I in Monstero? That level wasn't fun.
This is
Monstero?
You know, in Keyblade Hearts.
this isn't. We're not on a level.
The Pinocchio level. I'm a real
What?
boy.
This is not a level. This is a library, an Athenaeum.
alright.
Yeah. It's a library with a magical kitchen and magical bathroom and magical bedroom.
Wait a minute.
Actually, Star has the magical bedroom.
What's that word you keep using?
Bedroom.
No. The one that starts with M.
Magic?
What is that?
Star will glow. How you doing?
I will try to use magic, but I, at this point, still can't.
Right. Yeah.
So she'll
Yeah.
try it. She came and grabbed the doll at this point.
Oh. You go and grab the doll physically, and yeah, you're able to physically grab the doll. Yes.
Oh, well, that's new. I guess things are starting to come back.
That's good.
And she'll try to wave it around, but nothing happens, I assume.
Magic's kind of the thing that brought all of us here, as far as we know.
So
Technology like a portal.
It's almost like a cheat code. Almost.
Or a really bad glitch, which is basically just a cheat code without the code.
Sure. I'm not a big computer person, but sure.
Tori, I'm gonna need you to translate all this for me a little bit later. I don't understand
Will do.
anything.
We know Black Powder. It's a lot of letters.
Yeah.
So
Oh, damn. But is there another bookmark around? We need to look for a bookmark.
Yeah, what was that thing Star tried to shove into the fountain?
Just a bookmark.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And Star will look on the ground. Do I see the bookmark still? Is it still on the ground?
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah.
So, with these mentions of books and bookmarks, Lonic is going to put his hands on his head and... Oh no! I fell into an edutainment game!